Hi friends, this is Chris with Josephine's Designs. I am back with a gorgeous Felicity Jane box. So I am super excited. I cut the tape and I've waited to unwrap it until I get to be with y'all. So hold on one second. We are in full-blown storms. We woke up to flood watch, so any of you that are a part of the channel, you know it's either feast or famine in Texas, so we have to be careful what we pray for. When we pray for rain, we always have to say, but please no flooding, Lord. So we definitely have our fair share. So alright, so I picked up one of these Noel acetate dividers. I believe these were in the last chance type section. So I'm super excited. I'm not going to use all of these. So even though that says, oh, what fun, that's the only one to me that looked Christmassy because they're gray and white. So I'm going to use these in my everyday. So I'll be coming back with you guys. I'm going to be setting up a planner with all my Felicity Jane goodies. And I can't wait to share with you. So in the meantime, I also picked up some of this Noel cardstock dividers. So I'm not sure how I'm going to use these. I may use these in my Felicity Jane projects, or I may use them in something different for Christmas. I'm not sure yet. And then look at these. These are the Holly cardstock dividers. So these are all plain except for the stars and the circles. So I am super excited to, try this in a different way. Definitely these are Christmas. Definitely these don't have to be because the only cuts are circles and stars, and then there's pocket, and fold out and a fold out. So you could even make those into pockets if you wanted. So I'm excited to play with those. I haven't seen anything like these, so I thought, I've made things like them, in junk journals, but I think it'll be fun. So, all right, I love this particular alphabet stickers. These are some of my absolute favorites. So I grabbed a set of these because, we always need alphabets. I also absolutely love these, and I thought I had ordered more, and I had. They just came in this shipment. And I picked up 2 of these. Hold on, let me see what these are. Oh, yes. So these are, look at these. If you can see, these are scalloped envelopes with, you have stickers and then cards. Now, I'm sure this is meant to, send to someone or things like that. Well, you know me, I'm not going to use it the way they planned for it. So, anyways, I will use these. I picked up 2 packages of these. I will use these in junk journaling. So, I think these are just way too much fun. And I think these can just be used in a million different ways. So, alright guys, that's it for my Felicity Jane. Of course, I'm saving the tissue, the ribbon, all the good stuff, because why would we not? So anyways, alright friends, I hope you enjoyed this. This was the world's fastest, quickest haul, and I'm just happy to be with y'all. We are fine. There is a lot of rain, but we don't need to leave to go anywhere because my husband's working from home. I'm home. The only thing weird was they were supposed to deliver our imperfect food tomorrow due to the holiday Monday for Labor Day, and it showed up today. So these guys, and it's not imperfect food, it's FedEx. FedEx has totally messed them up. And just so you guys know, imperfect food is a great opportunity. I'll try to remember to put a link below. Excellent options, excellent service by the company, but on these unusually new routes, they have enlisted FedEx if you're in a small area, and FedEx has done a horrible job on their behalf, in my opinion. They have done everything they could to make it more than right with us, and so I highly recommend them. But in our town, like my girlfriend's 15-20 minutes from here, they have perfect delivery, perfect food, perfect everything. But they have an in-house delivery guy. So we are praying for an in-house delivery guy soon. And I'm getting to know the staff very well at Imperfect Foods. They are the sweetest, kindest people. But it showed up a day early. I was right in the middle of getting ready to start my class. I had woken up with a terrible headache and neck ache, which I don't know if it's because of the storm coming in and allergies, who knows. And I really didn't eat a lot yesterday, so I think that was part of it too. I know, and what I did eat was probably the worst thing I could eat. But anyway, so anyway, so I woke up not feeling well today, and I'm trying not to do those things, but I was so excited. I had 2 sets of classes yesterday. I had one with Diane Reevely and one with Amy Tangerine online, and they are such great teachers. And their styles are completely different. They're different from mine. They're just different in period. And but there's so many great tips and tricks to learn from these ladies, and I just enjoy it. And I've watched both of them so many times over the years, and many times when I'm watching these classes, like Pete and Repeat got in a boat, one fell out, or Pete fell out, who was left, Repeat. That's what it is. To me, it's like I've heard and seen them do this so many times, but it's that one extra little thing they throw in, and it is fantastic. So if you're interested in online classes, they are both for fee. These classes are for fee. Now, Amy offers many for free. She's had a couple of workshops for free. And then Diane on her YouTube, and Amy Tangerine has a YouTube as well. But Diane on her YouTube also gives so much information on her day by day, or day by die, or whatever she's calling it. I've heard her call it a couple of things. Anyways, and she had to take a break. They had a loss in their family, and of course they needed some time off. So I'm not, as of last night, she wasn't back up on day by day or day by die, but that is a class in all within itself. I'm telling you, it's just a fantastic opportunity to learn ideas, to just pick up things here and there. And like I said, I've been students of theirs for such a long time that a lot of this to me is kind of repeat, but every now and then in these classes, they will throw something out, and it's excellent. I mean, you're just like, well, that was the price of admission. It's totally worth the price of admission. And I mean, I have just really enjoyed it, and it has totally made me rethink my Christmas gifts. And Diane asked us not to teach what we've learned in the class. I can show you guys what I make by the end, but I will, and I will point you to her class. But I'm going to do that when I bind the TN, and I plan to bind the TN, Lord willing. The last class is Friday. I'm going to work on it then. Later today, we've got to get War Room up, and then tomorrow we're doing hymnal journaling, and I just want to make sure that I get those done well. But in the meantime, I thought I'd run in here real quick before I throw all this stuff up. And I've got a couple more hauls. I'll be back. I'm going to shoot those videos. And of course, I put these up like once a week. So they'll be kind of spread out. But it's good because I need things to be spread out because we're not doing as much right now. So anyways, all right, friends. Most importantly, I'm so glad you're here. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you subscribe, and say hi. We'd love to say hi back. And share this with anyone if this would encourage and give them ideas of things that are different from whatever you used or your friend has used. I find that, Gina is so kind at Felicity Jane, and her team they do an impeccable job. And I'm just always in awe how gracious they are, how kind they are, and what a great job they do. So, really go take a peek at all for goodies. I am super excited to come back with the project of the planner notebook. I'm thinking I may set that up in November for January, but we'll see. I'm just trying to get things scheduled out. Every time we think we have a schedule here, we don't. Something changes, and it's okay. This is a very unique time in history, and either we can be sad about it, we can complain about it, or we can bloom where we're planted. And I just have to say, my husband just told me that they are at home until June of next year. I think I've shared this in one other video. June of next year. I love my husband. But wow. And then I was just like, oh, and then because my husband is very loud and if he's in the room, you can't get your stuff done because, bless his heart. And he's also one of those guys that you say, okay, I need you to be quiet. I'm going to film a video. And then he walks right through and knocks everything over, and he's talking to you. And it's like, okay, next time be as loud as you want, and then maybe he'll be quiet. don't know. He just cracks me up. But anyways, he's just always got a million things going on in his mind, and that's what happens. So, it's just who he is. But when he told me he was going to be home until June, I was like, ugh. And then I thought, I went into my little prayer closet and I was praying to the Lord. I mean, right after that. And I was just like, God, you're just giving us an opportunity to try on retirement. And that's wonderful. What a wonderful opportunity for us to plan for the future. And I look at it like that. And hands down, I do not want him going back. Texas is not in a safe place. I don't care what the government or the state says. At this point, I have a sister on the front lines in Houston. I have children at a university teaching and at public schools. And literally, if the students want to stay home at the university, the teachers can stay home. The TAs, the graduate students can teach from home. But if there's one student who wants an in-person class, then my children have to go in and risk their health and their lives and our grandchild. So just really pray with me. And I know I don't want to give you my sorrows, but I do want to say that the reality is this is exploding here in Texas. The numbers have been refigured on how to count, so we look like we're doing better, but we're not. I mean, it's daily 100 kids at some of these universities are getting sick. 100 kids a day. 100. And a lot of them are being told to stay at the dorms and not go home. So that means as they share the bathrooms, as they, don't stay out of the rooms, they're going to all get sick. And maybe the kids are going to be fine, but it's the teachers. It's the people that are at risk that still have to go in. There's one person that my daughter works with who has severe heart issues. And they know, and yet she still has to come in. I mean, we just have to really understand that at this point, it is what it is. So with that being said, of course I don't want my husband going into work. I don't want him flying. I don't want him traveling. He's at the point right now where he's looking at jobs. People have reached out to him. I mean, people from all over. I'm so thankful. God really knows, because he's been really sad and very hurt by what took place. And when he's in pain, everybody's in pain. And, it's just the way he is. And he doesn't talk about it to the point where when he finally gets around talking about it, you're like, I knew you were struggling. You kept saying you weren't, but I knew you were. I mean, we love you. It's okay. I mean, everybody would struggle in this, but he's in the process where people are like, hey, if you want me to help you, there are jobs everywhere. I will help you. And it's like, I mean, that's all through, like LinkedIn and private emails. And I mean, people are so kind because they know how hard he works. They know how long he's worked and done everybody's job. And then to get passed over, or to have somebody else receive the position he had been promised for years and years and years, and who is totally unqualified. It is just one of those things in life where, somebody owed somebody a favor. That's all it was. And, but that happens all too often to him. And that's kind of a sad thing. But, so if he stays home, he's safe. He's totally safe. And he literally had one of his employees reach out to him last night. And this is the sweetest story, and then I'll let you go. He reached out and he said, I wanted to contact you, but I felt really badly, and I applied for another job, and I got it. And I kind of want to take it. And Steve was like, and you should. And you should. And I'm so happy for you. I mean, I hate to lose you, but I'm really happy for you. And by the way, who knows, one day I might be working for you. And this young man was like, oh, never. That's never going to happen. And Steve said, you never know. And you've done such a great job. I couldn't be happier. And not only that, you're going to work for somebody who's a fantastic gal. And I'm super happy for both of y'all. And, and he meant it. He meant it. So, I mean, you marry some fella when you're young and in love, and then you go through this life together, and he definitely, I remember he sat at my parents' dining room table. I mean, he's not from Texas, and he sat there and he told my parents, my children are never going to have to learn manners. That's just a waste of time. And with no twang. And I thought my dad was going to pass out on the floor, and I thought my mother was going to melt into the chair. And it was just one of those things where when I was running a school, he would come in occasionally and help fill in when I had somebody sick and I couldn't get a sub. And he would be my sub, and mainly for like PE, because like I had a whole class of all boys with one girl, and they loved it when Mr. Steve came in. And so, long story short, he I remember he saw how important manners were, and just do unto others as you'd have them do unto you, the golden rule. And and I remember we moved to an area that, maybe manners were a little bit different. And I remember we came back to Texas and at Christmas, and he was like, this kid rode by, and he said, excuse me, sir. And he was riding by on his bike, and he almost, got too close to my husband's side of the car. And, oh, excuse me, sir. I'm sorry. And my husband was like, man, it is so good to be in Texas. Which, I mean, it's all changing. It's changing here now, too. But it was a man who did not appreciate that. And so now, as he's trained all these young people and, has all these senior, I mean, he has every age person that's worked for him. I mean, and every level of ability, etc. And people who even made more than him worked for him. And so, who, were just higher up on the ladder. And, but because he worked for USAA, a military-based company, insurance company at one point, they taught him customer service. And so he really had seen where manners were really important when I was teaching school, and why they're important, especially when I taught special ed, because a lot of the children I taught were not treated well, and a lot of them were abused. And to want somebody to treat you well, you need to learn how to treat others well, and then it's a give and take kind of thing. And so it was such a blessing, and and to see his whole mindset change on all that was so cute. And now to see that his employees, who, I mean, he has one that is supposed to take over his team, and now because he was going to get the other role, and now he doesn't know what's going to happen. And I said, very well it could be that that somebody owes somebody, and they're going to need to put her in that role, and you're going to be without, or we don't know where you're going to end up. And so last night, a previous boss reached out to him and said, hey, have you considered this? And I know that they're hiring. And so my husband reached out to the gentleman. He knew one of them, and the guy was like, you bet, send it to me right now. I'm super excited. Yes, I want, because my husband has worked with him. And so you look at that, and you know that God answers our prayers. He knows what we need before we even think we need it. And so that is such a blessing. But to hear this young man be so kind. And then earlier in the week, my husband interviewed another young man for the company, because he's going to work out of a different state in a different area, but he was on the interview team. And he wrote my husband back and he said, I just want you to know, thank you so much. I just want you to know that, and this was after he received the job. He said, I really loved your interview, because you didn't just interview me. You didn't just talk at me. You then helped me plan the next steps when I get the role. I mean, you assumed I was going to get the role. You were so positive. And my husband came in and he read it to me, and I said, of course. I said, that's the right thing to do. Because even if he didn't work for your company, he would need to be prepared for the next role. And what a great opportunity. So, anyways, I just think you treat others the way you want to be treated, and I think that's a blessing. And so, anyways, those of you who've been praying, y'all have all been sending me messages and emails, and goodness gracious, I could cry right now just to say how much I appreciate y'all. And my husband says over and over again, we are so blessed to have the people that are on your channel. They are so good to you and good to us as a family in their prayers. And I mean, we are so honored and blessed to be a part of y'all's lives and y'all to be a part of our lives. I mean, and I love it when you guys write me and I get to pray specifically. I literally woke up really early this morning. My phone crashed. The alarm didn't go off. I was panicking. I woke my husband up. We were 14 minutes late. It wasn't that bad, but I mean, I was like, oh, and because it was dark out, because we woke up to flash flood warning. And anyways, I was praying for the different people that I get to pray for, and a lot of that is you guys. And it's just such an important part of this channel. So if you don't know, if you leave a comment, you get in my prayer journal, and I get to pray for you. And that is a blessing. I count that all joy to pray for you. And many of you do not leave a comment and leave me specific information. You must email me that. Please, I will not. And if you send me a comment and I think it's too private, I will not post it, because I will pray for you, of course, but I will never post if I think it is too personal, because I don't want anybody to be embarrassed. But I just want you to know how much we appreciate y'all. So, okay, that's it. I took this really short video and made it really long. How does that happen? Every time. I know. Okay, friends, I pray your day is blessed, creative, and lovely. Be safe. And guys, we love you so very much. Thank you for everything. And I'll be talking to you soon. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.